Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Neptune. Neptune's in the room. Well, Neptune and Jupiter. Welcome to our all signs reading for this full moon eclipse in Pisces at 25 degrees. Oh, don't worry, I have another one. My intention for today is to offer some, I always set the intention that I go right to source, that my messages are for the highest and greatest good of all involved and invested with no harm coming to any. But what we know about eclipse season is that this is about what our soul came here to do. It's about our soul purpose, which is very Piscean, as you can say. Very, very Piscean. And it feels like, how do I say? It feels like this is going to be a big gulp, but not in the way that we expect it to be. Again, very Piscean. Very much, oh yeah, that's about right. And how we navigate it and how we swim in it. This is mutable water energy over here. Mutable negative water energy. But it's just like negative, positive when it comes to the signs. But I'm very excited to see how we all swim in this. Do we attempt to swim upstream? Do we, surrender to the current? I'm really grateful for all of you here. Because whether you've been with me for a while or you've found me on YouTube, when you're looking for this type of information, it means that you want to maybe close a cycle that's not meant for you. Maybe you want to start a new chapter and get ready for the new moon eclipse in a few weeks in Libra, or Libra season, the equinox, whatever it may be. I think also I'm going to do an all signs reading for the equinox and do a quarterly, do a God's quarterly, and kind of do the broad brush strokes from like an all signs reading from Libra season, and we'll put the planets down the day of Libra season, and then we'll put the planets down on the first day of Capricorn season, and not go over like the nitty gritty, but just show what quarter that's going to be about. I'm thinking about it. I'm pretty sure, 90% sure that I'm going to do it. I feel like it could be helpful to show how looking at the bigger chapters, the bigger, volumes or seasons can be helpful. Sometimes we get lost in the daily and the little things, but if we see a theme, it can help guide us a little bit. So I'm going to just I'm going to declare my disclaimer, and then we're going to introduce the board and get into it. So whether you've been with me for a while or if you've just found me on YouTube, welcome. My name is Sarah. I am a channeler. I channel information from source energy, like I'd said, for the collective during the time of the awakening and the ascension. I work with those that have a growth mindset and that like to be efficient in their processes. So if this is your first time here, just know that, one, this is a donation-based all signs reading. This is not something that you contracted me to do. Please do not take a single thing that I say as doctrine. I don't believe in gurus. I'm a guide. And this information might resonate with you. It might not. Either way, it's okie dokie. But this isn't something that you contracted me for. Just take it as what it is. And as always, watch for your rising sign first, and then your sun, and then your moon. But definitely find out exactly where 25 degrees of Pisces is falling in your chart. That's where this eclipse is happening. What planets is it aspecting? What house is it in? What's going on there? That's where to hyper focus. And then watch your sun and your moon like we're just having some coffee and tea across time and space. That's what you can focus on. The second thing I want to highlight is that if this is your first time at my table, just know that sometimes my channels sometimes shoot between the eyes, and I don't mince words. My guides can be very sassy. Even in the introduction to the eclipse, I gave a little bit of a disclaimer at the beginning saying, check in with yourself. We're talking about heftier, heavier topics that, usually I give a double disclaimer for Scorpio, being like, if you're watching this, this is just for Scorpio. But I think that we can sometimes discredit how deep Pisces goes and how intense they can handle some of the darkest depths of, this is healing, closure, and coming home. Pisces is the baby ancients. They're literally run by Neptune and Jupiter. They're like, oh yeah, they can seem so pie in the sky and so magical and whimsical, but the disassociation is so necessary because of how dark they can see things. Yeah, water signs, they don't mess around. That's emotions, the depths of emotions. So I just want to say that readings can shoot between the eyes, and don't take anything that I say as doctrine. If this resonates for you, amazing. If not, that's totally okie dokie. That's amazing as well. I just want to highlight that before we get started, and that's just for every single reading. I can't repeat that because we're really going to get into it. I feel like this one is, I say this sometimes, it's going to be harsh, but this is very deep work that we're doing right now. And eclipse season, I'll just say this and then we'll get into it. If your soul has gone off course, eclipse season smacks you back on course. If you've been doing all of the things and you feel like you've been in this waiting room for a little while, eclipse season just literally picks you up. And it's like, oh, you've been over here. We're just gonna put you right over here with the people that you're supposed to be with. Awesome. Great. Thanks so much. Thanks so much. Very, very Neptune. So let's now introduce the board and then the planets, and we'll get started. So this is the general astrological wheel, starts in Aries and goes all the way around over to Pisces. I'll switch it up in timestamp for every rising sign, but make sure to watch for your rising sign and find out exactly where 25 degrees of Pisces falls in your chart. I have links below for the astrological starter kit that has, how to follow them or how to work with the moon, and oh my God, what did I call it? Chart reading foundations. Very, very accessible information for you. You can just DuckDuckGo free birth chart, watch for the birth chart for yourself and the birth chart for your company as well. Your company has a birth chart. You can watch, if you live in the United States, you can watch for the United States. That's a Sag rising, Cancer sun, and an Aquarius moon. So you can watch for all of those different things. But it's infinite upon infinite. This is my wand if you're new here. And so this is Jupiter, like I said. This is Neptune. This is the sun in the sky. This is the moon. The light, Mercury just looks so pretty. Oh my gosh, Mercury. Venus. Mars. Saturn. Uranus, Pluto, retrograde in Cap, my God, Chiron, Lilith, and this is the North Node and the South Node, which I always place down like this. So you can see like the North Node, what it's going into, and then the South Node, what it's releasing over here. Y'all, my channeling has been so powerful lately. It's been shifting and changing. I talked about it in the full moon eclipse introductory video, the spins. It's just so cool to be upgrading right alongside of you. So please comment below. How have you been upgrading? How are your downloads coming in differently? Please share with the group if you feel comfortable and confident too. It's just been so amazing. So amazing. I'm here for it. Okay, let's get started. Aries rising, Aries sun, Aries moon. You might have a new job soon, very soon. I want to place them all down before I really... How are you doing, Aries? It's very fascinating what I'm seeing. So I feel like a lot of you could possibly be having a new investment opportunity. Somebody's been following you, kind of like I've been talking to Cancer for about that for a while, but that's interesting because your ruling planet is in Cancer over here, Aries. I'm just seeing you moving. I'm seeing you packing things up, and it doesn't have to, my guides are saying, like, it doesn't have to be like a literal move. It could be that you're moving office or something so massive inside of you is shifting. This could be a big career opportunity coming for you, an investment opportunity coming for you. It's oh my goodness, definitely talk to Cancer or lean on your Cancerian friends right now, because it's like somebody coming in being like, I've been watching you for a while. When you only had like 5 views on that video, I was one of those 5 views, and I really want to invest in you. I really want to be a part of what you're creating, because I see not just your potential, but I just see you. Yeah, people can't see your imposter syndrome, Aries. And I don't think that sometimes you can't see how amazing you are. A lot of that has to do with childhood. A lot of that has to do with, this is like very, very deep. I feel like this Venus South Node Lilith coming together, I don't want to, like, it was a conjunction, yes, but depending on what Lilith you follow, depending on what South Node you follow, like, it wasn't by the minute, but it was really the first week of September. I feel like a lot of Aries placements really were just like a surrender. You're like, I'm in the waiting room. I don't, I'm just vibing wherever I am, however I'm doing it. I'm just vibing. I trust God. I trust Source. I trust Universe. I trust me. I'm figuring it out. I'm doing the best that I can with the tools I've been given. I'm worthy of all the good things. Like, there's this, it's like the release of the pomp and circumstance. You have really grown up in this transit in a way that you're not living out your... Okay, so my content and different things is not for children, and I've said that numerous times before, and I gave my disclaimer, and usually I only say this to Scorpio, but Aries, I'm saying it to you right now. You're doing a lot of like sex kink work, actually, Aries, and you're kind of accepting what it is that you do like and what it is that so you've put your... I make the joke sometimes that Aries is baby and daddy rolled into one, because they're the infant baby rams of the zodiac that's run by Mars, so that makes sense. But sometimes when it comes to Aries placement, you can get everything kind of like jumbled together, like a ball of yarn. And you're like, actually, this is where my inner child is. This is where my inner adolescent is. This is where my sensual sexual side is. This is where my shame was. I accept and appreciate every bit of my inner child, my inner teenager, and what I desire sensually and sexually. And you're like, oh, I actually don't have to play this out in the outer world. I don't need or respect having a boss that treats me this way. I can put, you've taken the things and you've put them in order in a way that is very healthy and you've done a lot of work from the inside. So if you were going to do any they just, my guys are just saying, like, you know, you're looking into like the sex magic, you're looking into how to really master yourself, and you're just not even entertaining things that don't resonate anymore. This is really exceptional, but it's also, you're not, if you feel across time and space, Aries, that you've done all this inner work and you've done all this inner stuff, and right now you're just like waiting, you aren't going to have to wait as long as you think. Yeah, it's like I'm seeing your guides, I'm seeing every single version of you. It's like I'm seeing you as Aries, and then like all of your like inner team, and they all have their like own little suitcase, like your inner child has their suitcase, the inner teenager's got like their headphones on and they're vibing. Your future self is like, yeah, I'm cleaning the house. So just be where you're at, and maybe just like get a cupcake. Like celebrate a full circle. This is at 25 degrees, near the very end of your entire astrological wheel, Aries. So I would just really celebrate right now. I'd really do some, like, look how far you've come type stuff. And you might be absolutely exhausted. You might be absolutely exhausted. Order takeaway. Don't do anything. Don't make any wild decisions right now, and know that it's okay for anyone who comes in with offerings right now, Aries, to just be like, hey, like, thank you so much. Like, let's set up a meeting and really talk about this. Like, I just met you randomly on the street, and I know that you've been watching me for a while, but why don't we just set up like a luncheon date? Like, you can't mess it up. You can't mess it up, Aries. I'm really excited for you. A lot of you, because you're, you know, the leaders, the infant baby ram of the zodiac, are going to be replaced on the grid, on the planetary grid, going into Pisces, when the North Node goes into Pisces, January 2025. So from now until the end of the year, Aries, just your entire life is going to look completely differently. They're highlighting Aries moons especially right now. That your irrationality, or people that have told you before, like, that was way harsh, Ty. You're like, it's kind of like a Virgo in and of themselves with an Aries moon. You're like, I'm just trying to tell you what's up. That has a place, Aries. You're doing great. I'm really proud of you. Taurus rising, Taurus sun, Taurus moon. How are you doing? Ooh. I just knocked over Saturn. Oh boy. Oh boy. Interesting. Some of you are traveling or have moved. Pardon me. Sorry about that. Some of you are traveling, have moved, are moving, are relocating. Someone specific, this isn't for everyone, is doing some negotiation and signing some contracts. You're fine. Don't worry. Like, don't overthink it with the planets. The inner planets are all direct and the outer planets are all retrograde. So we're outside of Mercury retrograde over here. Venus, your ruling planet, is direct, and it's in your house of daily life and practical service. So I would say, for whomever is like worried that they're going to mess up a negotiation right now, you're doing fine. You're doing absolutely fine. It's so okay. This is very, very fascinating. So this is happening in your 11th house of community, friendships, and wishes for the future. This is your ticket out. This is your ticket out. Yeah, some of you have been not in the best spot. Yeah, some of you have been not in the best spot mentally. And Mars going into Cancer is your third house of communication, early learning, short trips. This is, drudging up a lot of different things that don't really need to get drudged up. There's always another layer. So what you might see and hear, and I'm not going to give, sometimes this happens with, physically older people or people that have been on a spiritual path for a while. Have you ever heard it's like, oh, I've processed that. I've dealt with that. Yeah, I've dealt with that. I don't have to worry about that. Like, yes and no, Taurus, yes and no. Because when you level up, there's always something that you could, there's always something more that you could deep dive into. I'm listening to my guides. They're saying if you ever say, I've dealt with that, there's a barrier. There's a barrier. Maybe look at it with the new evolved fresh eyes that you have, and maybe there's a new acceptance that you can have. Right now, even with what I had said, like this is your ticket out, there's still some judgments of the community that you're in. Maybe you don't want to be in that community. And we have to remember that the way we feel about the people around us is also how we feel about ourselves. If we think a thought, that thought has to come into the top of your head and saturate through your body, and you have to think it first about yourself. So if you really dislike the people around you, it's like, what do you really dislike about yourself? No quotations there. Because there's two different ways that you can do this. If you honor and respect where you're at and just be like, I respect the people around me. I know that they're not meant for my highest and greatest trajectory, but I really appreciate them because that's where we are. We're obviously a vibrational match because we're in each other's lives right now. Wonderful, beautiful. I love that. But if you're like, I cannot stand the people around me. I can't believe that they're in that paradigm. They make these decisions. They do this, they do this, they do this. That's a you problem. You have to surrender to where you're at and vibe as that new and evolved person, and then just let it saturate through you. But if they're in your reality, they're meant to be in your reality right now, just appreciate them for who they are. But whenever you do get to leave, this is releasing, full moon eclipse, releasing old communities, friendships, and wishes for the future. As your values change, Jupiter in your second house, the people around you are going to change. South Node in daily life, Lilith and your ruling planet Venus in daily life. A lot of this is releasing your daily life and habits. Aquarius runs your 10th house. So your legacy and your public image from, the 19th of November for 20 plus years. Yeah, 20 plus years. Pluto's going to be on your axis, Taurus. So talk to Aries, Capricorn, Libra and Cancer about how they've been upgrading and going through wild changes since 2008 until now, because honestly, Taurus rising, you're on the fixed axis, so Pluto's going to be making aspects to your rising sign. Pluto's going to be making aspects to your fourth house, to your Scorpio relationships. So get excited for incredible transformative change. Get excited about that. It's a wonderful thing to upgrade. But yeah, like expressing gratitude is a great way to really check in with where you're at. And remember, it's okay to say, like, definitely like I was talking about it was the September 2024 tarot reading, but I referenced it in the spins where, yeah, it's okay to have that millionaire, billionaire mindset. It's okay to want that, but if we're still judging the people around us being like, you're this and I want this, there's still something to work out there that's a blessing for you. There's still some ego work that you get to do. We're in a body. If we weren't meant to have an ego and do this ego work, we would still be energy. So it's okay to do this work and to recognize, oh, my human Taurus is having an experience. I'm looking at some judgments. Where is there something in myself that I can look at? Or, Taurus, it's just saying, thank you for showing me that we're not a vibrational match. I'm grateful for you, and I see you and honor you as a soul, because I'm a soul as well, but we're not meant for each other's lives. That's so cool. That's so cool. Great job, Taurus. Gemini. Gemini rising, Gemini sun, Gemini moon. This is gorgeous for you. This is gorgeous. Virgo, Pisces, Virgo, Libra, Cancer, Gemini, Pisces, Taurus, Capricorn, Aries. Yeah. I'm just seeing some of you like walking off into the sunset with your bag, with your people, with like, it's like getting paid to travel, getting paid to work somewhere else on the planet. I actually know a Gemini who's doing that, which is really exciting. So I just want to offer you that validation across time and space that exists on this planet. Yeah, she's getting paid to write anywhere she wants on the planet. Yeah, beautiful stuff. So Pluto is in Capricorn. I love that for you. Shared possessions. If you are house hunting right now, or moving, or doing anything as far as like, I want to, move here for a few months and work from here, I really feel like that's actually proper. New community, new friendships, new wishes for the future, North Node in your house, North Node in Aries in your 11th house. This is really interesting. Releasing old ideas and ideals of legacy and public life. Yeah, I'm seeing some of you just like turn off your phone and not really care if you're posting a lot about it. Like, so I'm seeing a very, very interesting aspect where it's like you have a phone and you're taking pictures, and then you just like have an assistant that's posting for you. And it's, my guides are saying like the obligatory posting you're doing, but other than that, you're just living your life. And you know that people can call you when they need you. You're not like going off of social media or doing that, but it's very much, you're like, I'm going to be with me right now. And really you're recognizing that maybe home and a family is way more important, that dating is very important. You're releasing old, this is, the house of romance. Yes, Sag is your relationships, but the 5th house is play, romance, childlike spirits, and children. South Node in Libra over here, Lilith in Libra, Venus in Libra, all over here. Like this, Gemini, if you want babies, just declare that to yourself. But you could also be creating the relationship and the partnership that you're excited about to... It's like some of you are dating or in relationships or in partnerships, and maybe for a while you're like, I didn't want kids, I didn't want a family, and now you're like, yeah, that's actually kind of important to me. I kind of really do want that. It's a new community, a new legacy, new public image, all those things. It's very, very interesting to me that although, the nodes are in your 5th and your 11th house over here, but this full moon eclipse is in your 10th house. We got the beginning of the year for eclipse season, it was Aries Libra. And this season, it's Pisces Libra. So it's very, very exciting that you're releasing old legacy, public image, and then that new moon eclipse is coming up. It's going to be in Libra in your house of romance. It's kind of like I'm seeing you on a first date or a first few dates. And you're just talking, and maybe you have... I'm hearing the word sober, but not all of you are sober. It's like you just have different ideals and values. Like your values have really changed right now. And you don't feel bad about saying, like, Jupiter in your sign, because you shine pretty intensely, Uranus in your house of soul purpose over here. You're fine saying, like, what are you really excited about? Oh, I'm really excited about, starting a family one day. And you're like in the few dates, but you're not saying like, you're the one and you are the one I want to have babies with. You're saying, yeah, I'm really dating for a serious relationship. Like, my goals are to have a family one day, to own a home, to have a prospering business, to be financially successful, to have this, to have that. And you don't feel bad about diminishing what it is that you desire right now, nor are you ever going to entertain lowering your standards for another person. You've done that. You've done the healing. You've done the work. You've like deep dove into all of this. I really love Neptune and Saturn both retrograde in your house of legacy. Regardless of this full moon eclipse being in your house of legacy, you've just been like, yeah, if I'm not meant for you, then there are billions of other people on the planet. Please, thank you for coming in and for, having dinner. That was awesome. But go find your person and I will go find mine. Yeah, I think, like I said in the beginning, this is a huge moment where I feel as though you, Gemini, are just going to be like picked up and just put in a different area. Like very Clash of the Titans-esque, where like the gods are like, whether you think it's a good or a bad or an ugly thing, whether it's scary, whatever it may be, it's a really exciting time to be you, Gemini. I don't want you concerning yourself right now with other people. I really want you going inward and focusing on your VIPs and not, the world will be fine and they know where to find you when they need you. I want you really enjoying the softer side of things, divine masculine or feminine, Gemini. I really want you just vibing, and that energy, that vibration helps the whole world. I was emailing back and forth with a subscriber the other day and I do this too in my restaurant job, where I'm like, I'm not helping the planet, I'm not doing enough. Then just meditate for the whole planet. Meditate and just be like, I send love to everyone on the planet. Done. Literally done. That's all you have to do. That's literally it. Gemini, I love you. Cancer rising, Cancer sun, Cancer moon. Welcome to your full moon eclipse reading. There's some very subconscious fears about change right now that's very interesting, that's coming through. I did not expect that. This is very fascinating. Okay, I'm going to place everything down. We've been talking for a little while about, you changing jobs. And I think it was it the Mars-Uranus conjunction maybe? I don't remember. But I had said, I think I've said it a few times, that you maybe, was it, please Cancer, comment below, when was it? I don't remember, but I had said, do, maybe it was the last new moon. I think it was. I was just saying, you do a little bit of research, you kind of just look for new jobs, or you go on LinkedIn and you just didn't realize that someone was like, oh my God, seriously? Yes, I will pay you. Please, you're looking for a new job? I will pay you double. What is it? It's not even imposter syndrome. My guides are saying this is subconscious. This is not, you're not unconscious of it. You're kind of conscious of the fact that it's subconscious. This is very woo-woo. This is very, very woo-woo. I normally wouldn't recommend, and they're saying, no, never mind. I was going to say do some work around this, but no. All you have to do is speak it. Cancer rising, Cancer sun, Cancer moon. All you have to do is speak it to yourself. And I wrote, an article on Substack that I'm posting this early because I'm traveling this weekend. So the Monday, oh my God, what was it? What did I call it? Just say it. Speak it to yourself as you're cleaning the house, Cancer. Literally speak it to yourself and be like, wow, I'm scared to to, you know, job hunt, or I'm really like, there's some subconscious fears that are really tucked in right now. And I'm nervous about, you know, what would that mean for my family? Or am I going to be able to afford things? Like, I've signed contracts with this company. Like, I don't know how am I going to get out of this? And just knowing that you can't mess it up, that it's all working out in your favor. And I don't think it was you that, or how do I say? When the North Node is in your house of legacy, and the South Node is in your house of home, my pocket of the world, safety is key. You're going to represent something, whether it's, you know, oh my God, you're speaking in so many different ways. The superhero and the villain both have the same backstory, that same origin story. And that origin wound, that trauma you can be 50 years old and have a wounding happen. And it can say like, oh, this is a lot to do with Pluto over here. This is saying like, when did the trauma happen where you felt a little bit stuck in the paradigm that you're in? Why do you feel stuck in it? Was it a trauma bond at work? Was it something that, like, what's going on? Or, you know, Sag running your 6th house. Y'all like to have like a spunky boom time at work, but your coworkers don't pay your bills, girl. You can be friends with the people that you work with or worked with, but this is quest, adventure, long distance travel, higher education. You have something to offer, to teach. This is big stuff up here. Big stuff. And I know that this is intense because this is happening on your IC, the midheaven, the MC. This is one of your foundations, my guy, one of your foundations. Mars is in your sign right now, so you are activated. Don't pop off. Really, really lean on your Aries in your chart right now. Really lean on the Aries in your chart and look to the North Node. How is the North Node aspecting your natal North Node? Where is your natal North Node? Really lean on the nodes right now. Lean on what is your skill set. What do you want your everyday life to look like? Yeah, it's okay to be terrified, but I want you doing it scared. You have to actually declare a few things or ask your guidance team for assistance. That law of non-intervention, I've mentioned it a few times, Cancer, is law. It is a law. Your angels, your guides, your ancestors, they can't really come in. Or your ancestors can talk to you, definitely. But your guidance team, any galactic guidance team, any of them, there's a law of non-intervention on this planet that says you got to ask your angels to help. You got to ask your guidance team to help and declare it. And don't speak sarcastically, speak very clearly and talk to them like they're in the room, because they are. Yeah, spend some time with yourself, Cancer, and spend some time really asking yourself, what do I want my daily life to look like, feel like, with freedom, with time freedom, financial freedom, and location freedom. I want you freed. What does freedom mean to you? That's your focus right now. I love you, Cancer. I'm proud of you. Leo rising, Leo sun, Leo moon. Oh my God, Leo, I literally just smelled, it's like tomato soup. It's like Campbell's tomato soup. Does that mean anything to you? This is like home, safety. There's some inner child stuff going on right now. This is, oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. No, money. Okay. These are in no way together. Those are on like 8 degrees. You're on like 23 degrees. You're still around like 7 degrees. Okay, this is the money axis for you, Leo. So Sun, money is, and Mercury are in Virgo. Money values access to resources. And the 8th house over here, which for you is run by Pisces, which is transformation, shared possessions, death, rebirth, all of those things. So we have Saturn retrograde, we have Neptune retrograde, and we have the full moon kind of sandwich, the full moon eclipse, pardon me, sandwich right between the two of them. This is really beautiful. This is beautiful. I love that Pluto is in Capricorn in your house of daily life. You could really talk to Cancer right now and put your heads together and manifest a new, I want you free. Cancer, Leo, I want both of you free. Leo, I want you free. Yes, having a healthy work environment is amazing. And yes, being able to joke around with your friends. It's like you're keeping yourself small when you have so much more. Like, I want you being that, like, like you're in your, small town, you're doing whatever it is that you do, but then you, like, are completely free. You drive a G-Wagon, you have a black card. Like, I want whatever, like, wealth means to you, I want you to have it. I want you to have it and not pretend. Like, I want it real, and there's nothing wrong with that. I really feel like you could also benefit from the September tarot reading, where I want you to stop having conversations, South Node, in your house of communications. Stop talking to people that don't have this language. Where if you're just like, yeah, I've just been like trying to manifest like my first $1 million. I know that sounds cuckoo. And then someone's like, do you know how much famine there is on the planet right now? And you're like, yeah, I do. I could probably like start a charity or do something really good with it. And you don't say that out loud. Do you know how amazing, like, with wealth, you can do incredible things to help this community, to help your community, to help the planet. Yeah, maybe put on your vision board someone that you do look up to that has wealth, that you don't even need any of that. You know this language. Stop talking to people that don't have this language, Leo. I literally want you not speaking. If you don't have anything growth mindset to say, don't say anything at all. This is money. And I know that this is a full moon, but for you right now, Leo, the energy is consistently an eager waiter. This is like new moon energy for you for some reason. And that's why. The whole thing is why. Pluto dipping back into Capricorn for you this is your poop or get off the pot type moment, where whatever's been going on from 2008 until now, there is that subconscious, definitely, like, maybe even go watch the Cancer reading because you're not alone. But recognizing that Pluto wants to transform your house of daily life. Pluto wants to bless you. Pluto ain't scary. Go talk to a Scorpio. They're not scary. Scorpio runs your house, your 4th house of home, my pocket of the word, safety is key. Leo, you love Halloween season. Scorpio's not scary. Yeah, Leo, I'd say look at your Aries and look at your Scorpio, whether they be friends of yours, or look to where Aries and Scorpio really are hitting in your chart, and do some work there. And just do some work there. And if you need me to do a session, we'll set up a 15-minute call. They're totally free, and we can see if I'm the right person to help you right now, to guide you. There's no gurus. There's no one that has... And it doesn't have to be me, but maybe look out for a hand to hold. Maybe, I've said this to other signs before. It was Scorpio about a month or so ago, but like, you don't have to do this alone, Leo. I'm not saying you can't do this alone, but like, hyper independence is also a trauma response. So if you need a session, call me. We can set up that 15-minute free consultation to see if I can be helpful for you. But really, know that you don't have to do it alone. And if you are saying, kaposh, Sarah, I can do all of this on my own, ask yourself why. Where did that trauma come from? Who told you that you can't? Who created the thought that said you had to stay small, Leo? You ain't a puppy anymore. You're a full-blown lion. All right, Virgo. Let's do this. Let's do this. Virgo rising, Virgo sun, Virgo moon. This is an exciting time for my Virgos. To my Virgo sons, happy birthday. This is a lot of shifting energy for you. It might feel like you're changing on the inside, 'cause you are. Relationships. I've mentioned this before just very generally, but I want to mention it here, that a lot of long-term, not a lot, I don't want to say a lot, but I'm going to say a lot. It's you. A lot of long-term relationships that have been together for a very long time will be ending. Not just you, but in the world. In the world. I love when that happens. My guys were like, you can just end it right there. But we're not gonna, obviously. But this is about your relationships. The South Node, because the nodes are so connected to eclipses, that's, normally we have the Aries, Libra. This is the axis that the North Node and the South Node are in. So it's auspicious that we're having a full moon for you in your 7th house of relationships, when we're coming into healthy shared possessions and we're releasing old values over here. Venus is in your house of money, values, and access to resources, although the South Node and Lilith are also in that house. So it might feel a little awkward. There's some people that really could go. I'm hearing you say, like, I know, I don't like talking to them either, and I don't like laughing at their jokes, and I don't like pretending anymore. Then it's time to have some tougher chats, maybe. Mercury is your ruling planet in your sign. You might have to do it. Mars is in your house of community, friendships, and wishes for the future. Okay, I'm seeing it as a ripple effect. I'm having a huge, massive body chill right now. So just like I had stated before, just to everyone, that you might see, a couple that's been together for like 20 plus years, divorcing amicably, like beautiful divorces happening. And that sends a ripple to the rest of the community to be like, oh my God, that's an option. I'm allowed to do that. And then they start to have their own conversations and all of that. You saying whatever it is, maybe there's a person at work, a colleague, something like that, that you're usually the butt of the jokes. And finally, you're just like, hey, I don't entertain that language ever. It's really not productive. Don't ever speak to me that way again. And you just say it in a way where it's not about being harsh. You're speaking from I statements. I don't entertain that language. That's not productive, isn't pointing fingers. That's just declaring that it's not productive language. I don't let people speak to me that way. That's not for me. That's still an I statement. They can talk that way to anybody else, but that is going to give the people around you the opportunity to be like, whoa, I don't like the way that that person talks either. I don't like the way that that person acts either. So I feel like for some of you, Virgo, you might be new to my table. Definitely go watch the disclaimer. I apologize if that is like in any way harsh, but we're leaders at this table. We have a growth mindset and we want to get things done. And if someone in our inner circle, it's like Pluto is going to transform your daily life for the next 20 years once it goes back into Aquarius. But for right now, this is in your house of, I'm focusing on inner child right now, childlike spirits. So it's not funny. It's not okay. It's not, I don't want you to entertain it anymore. And I don't want you to slough it off. I don't want you to For some of my, this is very, very specific, but for a Virgo placement that's watching this, that's maybe a Gen Xer, and that's been in a relationship for a while with someone that maybe makes fun of them or that you're the butt of the jokes. Yeah, it's time. It's time to start saying, I've done enough work on myself. I've asked you to come to therapy with me and you didn't want to. I'm happy to be with myself. I'm about to leave this relationship. Those are all I statements. And please reach out if you need anything. I'm here for you. I'm here for you. And I'm just asking my guides if there's anything else that they want to interject. The world around you will assist you. If you ask for it, it will be gentle. If you don't, the candle went out when I was saying that. If you don't ask for help, it will happen, but it won't be as gentle and it will be a little bit more public. That's not a threat. That's just saying that if you know that someone's got to go, just say it. Say it to yourself in the mirror. Say it to God. I'm going to continue. And call me if I can be helpful. Libra. Libra, 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 rising, Libra sun, Libra moon. Where is it? Oh, here. Oh, pardon me. This is health, practical service, daily life for you. You know, this house is normally run by Virgo, but for you, because your general wheel is Aries, you're the opposition of Aries, blah, 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 blah. So this is very, very, very Pisces Virgo. Very, very, very 6th and 12th house for you, Libra rising. Libra rising especially, but for Libra sun and moon, just listen to the vibrations of what I'm saying. But like, as far as the planets, you watch the disclaimer, I'm not concerned about that. So Libra rising, this is beautiful. I love Venus in your sign. You've really done a lot of like inner work as far as not feeling in any way, you don't apologize for yourself. You are who you are. It's very, very fascinating. I'm seeing like a big long table and it has, you know, all your jewelry and your watch, and, you know, for feminine it has your pocketbook, and for men it has like your wallet, and it's like a massive long table, and you're going through and you're basically like putting on, like you start as like, it's like a paper cutout, and you're very like, just putting on your outfit for the day. And then, but there are things on the table that was like drinking and cigarette smoking, and I got my vape, and I got this, and I got this, and I got this. So some of you have really just accepted some addictive patterns as part of your makeup right now. So I'm just acknowledging that, and that's fine. There's no judgment. I'm just saying that across time and space, I see that on the table. And some of you are just, yeah, I'm seeing some of you just be like, no, like the vape is gone, this is gone, and I can do it. And, you know, once you have the seed of addiction planted in your body, in your being, in your essence, it doesn't have a name or a face, it just changes, and it can lie to you in your own voice and say, hey, now I want to be addicted to eating healthy, now I want to be addicted to yoga, now I want to be addicted to running, and now I want to be addicted to being a content creator. You know, addiction just changes. And so maybe give it a name. Give it a name that's outside of you and say, I accept, just like your inner child, just like your inner teenager. You accept it as a component and just say, I would rather do something healthy with you. What's a good, healthy way that we can do something with this? This happening over here in your 6th house, this is the health axis. So this is a perfect time to do some releasing, very gentle releasing work. The new moon is coming up, the new moon eclipse will be in your sign. I think it's 10 degrees, I want to say. And so it's going to be very closely associated with the nodes and with Lilith. You know, if you're keen for more information, I wrote about Lilith on Substack. I'd really link, so definitely go check out my Substack. The past few weeks I've been writing about it. And that South Node, Lilith and Venus kind of coming together, conjunction for lack of a better term, you know, is in your sign. So really accepting yourself is a beautiful thing, but accepting something that you do have control over that's not good for you is a very dangerous thing. And I say dangerous as, you know, in a mental health type of a way. What do you mean by that, Sarah? So I heard a phrase that really resonated, and I've mentioned it before, Libra, which is, you know, when someone complains about a situation that they themselves created, that's a very dangerous person. Because if you created a situation, like, oh my God, like it's like saying like, oh my God, I feel like crap today, but it's my own doing because I was out drinking last night and I just knew it was going to happen. And it's like, are you okay? Or like, there sounds like there's some roaring pain in there. It really sounds like you're in pain. And that, like, it's in this day and age, in, you know, as I record this, September, 9th, 2024, it's like not cute anymore. It's not attractive, nor is it just basically, if you take away the words that you're saying, you're like, yeah, I really have some, you know, mother-father wounds and some inner wounding, and I'm really lonely. I'm terrified to look in the mirror and I really hate myself, but I'm speaking words to another person, so that makes me feel better. And there's no like, how are you doing? It's just very much like, I need to take up space and I'm in pain and I don't want to do the thing that I need to do. Like, I don't want to get help. So I'm hearing some of you say, that's not me, Sarah. I've been doing a lot of my healing. I've been doing a lot of my inner work. What can I do now? When you're ready to talk about it, and you don't have to be like, how do I say, like, I haven't been posting about like, oh my God, I'm 2.5 months without cannabis or 3.5 months without cannabis. You can just start to post like, oh my God, I'm waking up feeling amazing and healthy and vibrant. And I love that. Like, not in a judgmental way, but really show who you are. Really, you know, if you use hashtags, be like sober lifestyle or whatever, you know, like healed, like whatever it may be, and start to shine that new you, that new evolved you, because other people look to you. You're a cardinal sign, honey. People look to you. And you're going into those healthy relationships. Chiron's over here. I'm sorry I keep putting them together. But the North Node is in your house of relationships. This is your house of daily life. And then that new moon eclipse is happening in your house of self. So if you want to be one of those beings that God is like, I'm going to pick you up and I'm going to put you over here, tell God you're ready for that. Tell Source that you're ready for that. Tell Source, like, I really want to be put in a room, in an environment with people that have, and they speak the same language as me, and that they're, you know, excited to do whatever it is, whatever your niche is, Libra, there is a community for you. Look to the Leo in your chart. Yeah, look to your 11th house right now. Scorpio. My guys are like, it's a lot gentler than it's been, so we don't have to have a double disclaimer. I think even just me mentioning that that there is a double disclaimer it's hysterical. Yeah. Scorpio, you and Capricorn are so much fun to channel and to really be here for, because you just take everything and you make it your own, and you're very, I mean, you're Scorpio, so you're meant for this, the woo-woo. Scorpio rising, Scorpio sun, Scorpio moon. Oh my God, I can't even, okay. Some of you might be traveling for work right now. This is paradigm hopping. This is insane. This is beautiful. This is so beautiful. Oh my goodness. All right, Scorpio. Oh my gosh, yeah, some of you are traveling for work right now. Some of you are, about to be changing communities in a really beautiful way. I'm not going to say moving, possibly. It's very possible, or you could be traveling a little bit more often, or yeah, my guides are just showing like home expanding. That's Pluto really down here at the base of your chart, dipping back into Capricorn for a little bit. But this is really like, this is wild. My guides are saying like without question, Scorpios, you're getting like picked up and just put down by the universe right now. You're needed in the same way that Aries is being not misplaced, but repositioned on the planetary grid. I just have to close my eyes and sit with this, because they're showing me like the ley lines of the planet Scorpio, and a lot of you are just needing to be lit up on, like, if you are a grid worker, or if you're someone who understands that language, look into your astrocartography, what's happening there, because this is big stuff. This is big, like you're being placed into a situation, into an area where someone sees you, people see you, you see people, like it's community is really coming together. It's very fascinating the way that they're showing me this. It's like I have to close my eyes and just like literally channel it. But what's happening is that my guides are like lighting up your 11th house. It's almost like you were so efficient in your processing that you've released all this. Oh my God, I'm having a full body chill. This is when, when Jupiter was in your 7th house, when Jupiter was in Taurus over here, if the people that didn't meet, people always say like, oh, when Jupiter's in your 7th house, you're going to meet the person, blah, blah, blah. And that didn't happen. Jupiter-Uranus conjunction, that didn't happen. Saturn and Neptune in your 5th house of play and romance, it hasn't been happening, and you've just been treating yourself well and doing all this inner work and it's like massive boulders or obsidian rocks are coming together, and you're just being put into the position that it's like an unexpected connection happens. A very unexpected connection happens during this time period. If you are traveling right now, or if you are in a situation to be it's like they're showing me they want your feet firmly planted on the ground, maybe a little bit more often do grounding. And this just could be a few moments before you change hats, before you do other things in your life, before you kind of change up your day, Scorpio, like between, tasks, between like have a timer, like, okay, so I put like a 53-minute timer on, and then I put a 10-minute timer on to like stretch and dance around, maybe have a snack, get more water, drink water, and then I do my next task. It's not like hour block, hour block, hour block, hour block. You're Scorpio, honey. I need you really, really Pluto, your ruling planet, back in Capricorn right now. This is you. This is mastery. This is beautiful. I'm really excited about this time for you. It's just really beautiful. I'm asking if there's like anything very, very applicable and accessible for them to do. And my guides are like, they know exactly what to do. You're doing a really beautiful job with your day-to-day, with your spiritual practice. Just ground a little bit more often. Like, come back to like, am I here? Am I dreaming? Am I in my current time and space? Maybe spend some more time just sitting with presence and just being with yourself and saying, I'm here and now. I'm right here and now. Marcus Aurelius, I'm just a person. I'm just a man. I'm just a woman. I'm not my content. I am not this. I'm not what my clients need of me. Really grounded in right now, Scorpio. Really grounded in. This is big stuff for you. This is really, really cool stuff. Yeah, you have very, very powerful foresight. It's you. It's Scorpio. You're a Scorpio, like, obviously. And sometimes when you're in maybe a corporate setting or an office setting, that you are fine and you're meant to be, like, I'm validating that you're meant to be maybe the only, woo-woo person around, or yeah, I'll just say that. Maybe you're the only woo-woo person around, the only woo-woo person that has this language within your physical reality. But that doesn't mean that you don't need to do like if you were, in a very spiritual community and everybody around you was doing this, Scorpio, everybody would be grounding every few tasks. It would be you'd be playing outside. It would be built into the schedule. But if you're the only one doing it, it's like they want it to be as strict as, certain religions that need to pray numerous times a day. They don't go to the office and be like, well, I'm just not going to pray because I'm the only one here who has to pray every day. They literally build a room for them. They do. So recognize that you're worthy of taking care of your spiritual hygiene as well as your physical hygiene. Amazing. And drink more water. I'll do the same. Sagittarius rising, Sagittarius sun, Sagittarius moon. It might just feel like you're on stage right now. Some of you are coming into incredibly big money right now. I'm just going to say that. Some of you don't have to work anymore. Yeah, some of you are coming into incredibly big money. This is house home, my pocket of the world, safety, and the sun is in your house of legacy up here. The new moon eclipse coming up is going to be in your house of community, friendships, and wishes for the future. I would like some of you moving. I think that could also be the time period when the nodes are in your house and home. So this could be a preview. If across time and space you're like, Sarah, oh my God, I can't believe you just said that. I really want to move. Oh, almost forgot. Your ruling planet. Your ruling planet is in your descendant sign. So right now, leaning on the people around you and knowing that they can take not care of you, but that they can hold you. And also recognizing that the more you communicate who you truly are to the people around you, Sagittarius, that will vet. If you're like, oh my goodness, I was watching my astrological reading and, this is happening, and all of a sudden someone is like, oh, you think the woo-woo is real or blah, 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 blah. You can just be like, yeah, goodbye. When Jupiter transits your house of relationships, and I've talked about this before, I believe, this is your independence. Independent. So, does anyone know the movie that I just referenced? If you do, we're buddies across time and space. I see you. So when all the people say, oh, you're Jupiter, the planet of abundance and the house of relationships. This is going to be the best time. I'm going to meet the people that I'm meant to be with, or I'm going to, I've been waiting for a partner and now I'm going to meet my partner. Not always, because this is the transit that makes sure that you have the healthiest independence in your relationships, that you are the full expression of yourself. Yeah, North Node in your house of romance and Jupiter in your house of relationships can't really have a bad time, but if you're not telling the people around you who you are, they're not going to know who you are. You're lying to them. So recognize, like, I just have to say, Pluto going back into the second house for some Sagittarians, I think Sagittarians, and Mars in your house of shared possessions, death, transformation. This could be an inheritance coming in for some of you, big money coming in, or an investment opportunity of some kind coming in from now until the 19th. I'd say from now until the end of 2024, you could have incredibly big leaps and bounds in finances happening. And yeah, some of you are just going to could completely shift what it is that you do. What it is that you do. For some of you, I would really love for you to change up a little bit of the mindset that you have, whether it's, I don't even know how to say. It's like you have the mindset, but because it hasn't arrived yet, it's like there's a lot of emotions going on. There's a lot of emotions. And so if that's true, just release them, maybe be a little bit more private within that and acknowledge, is my inner child running the ship? Is my inner teenager running the ship? Am I in control of the avatar? Am I facing it with earnesty? And for some of us, if we're not in the best financial situation, this is one of the phrases that literally, it was like God took a boot and threw it in my face. And this was years ago. I was borderline homeless. I was making the most amount of money that at that time I had ever made. And I was still borderline homeless because I was acting out of my inner teenager. The second you take your emotions out of your finances, it's literally math. It's literally math. I want you to raise what zero means to you and stay there. What do you mean by that, Sarah? Zero is not zero in your bank account. Make something else zero. So when you get close to that line, in the same way that you keep your gas tank full, and that when it gets to middle is empty, and so when it gets to halfway, you fill it up again. Empty is not empty on your gas tank. Middle is empty on your gas tank. And so if this is new information, please ask for assistance. It does not have to be me, but please reach out to someone that can be helpful to hold space for you right now. A financial advisor, start maybe following more financial. There's so many people that offer financial advice literally on Instagram and YouTube for free. I'm going to the Summit of Greatness. Lewis House, the School of Greatness, has financial advisors, hours of podcasts, hours and hours and hours of free information. When I was in that space, like I listened to the School of Greatness through some of the biggest ups and downs in my life, and it's consistently resonated. Please go check that out. Please go check that out. Lewis House, the School of Greatness. And reach out if you need anything. Like, we're releasing old cultural family patterns. Like the midheaven and the IC, this is like closer towards the fifth house of play, definitely. But know that you're not alone, Sag. Know that you're not alone, and that you are worthy of assistance, and you're worthy of people helping you in ways that don't have to make sense. How do I say? Like mentorship. Maybe you're in need of a mentor right now, Sag. And people do that. Like, it's amazing to have a mentor. I'm excited for you. I want you to have a mentor. I want you to be looking and tell the universe that you're open to that, you know? Could be a very exciting 6 months for you, Sag. I feel like for the rest of the year, and I'd say a 6 month marker, you're going to be just unrecognizable to yourself. And the more you really like lock in your inner team, like lock them in, you can be freer. Awesome job, Sag. Capricorn. I know, right? Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright. Saying don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. It's your moment to shine. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Ooh, don't be scared. It's your moment to shine, Capricorn. There's travel, yes, but it means way more than you think it does. It's actually unlocking something within you. Possible relocation, you know, North Node in your house of house and home, pocket of the world is safety is key. But yeah, I'm seeing you like with suitcases, yes. Consulting, there's something really big going on. There's something really big going on for you. My guides are saying, I said my guides, but they're like the guides. Tell Capricorn, this is their guides speaking. Just release those tendencies. Bite your tongue until it bleeds. Until it bleeds. Do not, I repeat, do not. You just say no. Just say, no, thank you. Or say, I'm not going to, how do I say it? Okay. There have been times that, you know, working in restaurants that I'd had people be like, oh, let's book a tarot reading. I'm like, yeah, let's do it tomorrow. Because I'm all hopped up on the shift and everything's happening and everything's great. And then 9 times out of 10, they're like, they text the next day and they're like, oh crap. I'm canceling. My dog across the country got sick and I can't do it. Like, it is okay to say to people, if someone's interested in what you have to offer, Capricorn, they're not going to not book the thing, not buy the product, not book the session. They want what you have to offer, but you have to trust in that and say, people want what I have to offer. And here's my card. Send me an email and let's book a lunch. Let's book a Zoom. Let's like literally just send me the email. When they want you, they will send that email right away. And they will say, hey, it was so nice to meet you today. I'm so grateful. How do these 3 dates work? Please let me know. I'm excited to connect more. You don't have to, oh, buddy, that South Node conjunction over here. Libra running your 10th house. Jupiter in Gemini over here running your daily life and practical service. Release the need to control, but also the need to, I'm seeing you like draft emails and like, remember the days where we would send emails where it was like, oh, I'm just checking in, just, you know, just this, or, you know, all these things. And I still do it, dude. I will draft up the email and then I will go back and I'll like lock her in. And I'll take out all the exclamation points and leave one and then leave this here. And, you know, don't change who you are. Don't harden, but don't show your golden retriever until they've earned it. Yeah, go talk to Scorpio. You can be a little bit more black cat. Be a little bit more black cat. That new moon eclipse is happening in your 10th house. You are already shining. What was it a month ago when I was like, you can't get up from the table because you're leaving before your abundance has come? Just vibe right now, Cap, and know that it's okay to say, oh my goodness, or full body chill, you can say, oh, give me your card and I'll reach out. And then you can look into them and look into what it is that they're offering and look into, like, don't just jump at the first few people. It's okay to have and keep your standards. And don't discount your prices. Do not discount your prices. Do not discount your prices. Capricorn, there's someone who offers way less than you for a lot more. And if people need a discount on your prices, they will ask. Literally, I offer donation-based readings, but you have to ask. You have to say, hey, Sarah, I really want this product, but it's a little outside of my price range right now. That's a high-ticket item. I was wondering if you could do this, and I'm happy to meet you where you are. I'm happy to find a common ground for you. Yeah, I do mini readings. It's okay to have something that's your price point, but smaller. You know what I mean? Like keeping the same hourly, but a shorter amount of time. Okay. Aquarius, Aquarius rising, Aquarius sun, Aquarius moon. I feel like this has been an incredible learning opportunity for you. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. It's okay to say no, Aquarius. It is okay to say no. It is so okay to say no. I'm just hearing some of you say, like, enough is enough. Enough is enough. I can't do this anymore. I have to, like, some of you, I never recommend ever quitting a job without something else lined up. I don't think that it's a good idea. You know, Ann Tucker, this really incredible angel channeler that I really respect, she calls it, you know, you need a ramp sometimes. And it's very scary when you're in the middle of, like, I have this part-time job. Maybe look at getting a part-time job. If there's something that's about daily life for you, Aquarius, that you're really not vibing with right now, and you can't run from it, you can't eat it away, you can't drink it away, you can't smoke it away. It's like, it's very interesting. You're like, even my addictions aren't satisfying this whatever it is. There's something very intense that you're experiencing, and you're not even really, it's like you don't even have time for your addictions right now, which is really cool. I love that for you. It has to do with daily life. I feel Mars going into Cancer in your 6th house over here has a lot to do with it. Jupiter in Gemini in your 5th house of play. There's something really, it's not somber, but very adult that I'm feeling for you right now, which is really cool, that you're like, I can't F around. I can't act out of my inner child. My inner child is actually not safe in the environment that I'm in. You know, this is shared possessions. Mars in your house of daily life. This to me says it's a work environment, and some of you that are either in corporate or, you know, in jobs that you really dislike, my self-mastery program could be for you. The link for my digital products is below. It's like a 6-chapter program. It's like a very intensive program. And, you know, that's what I've spent a long time creating for you. And I've so much of myself is in that. So if you're keen to have a 15-minute call, we can talk about what's in that program before investment. I'm happy to spend the time with you to do that. There's like, literally, I'm just hearing you say over and over and over, Aquarius, like, enough is enough. I can't do this anymore. Capricorn, that's Pluto going back into your soul purpose. This is a big deal. This eclipse is happening in your house of values and money and access to resources, where the sun is transiting over here, deep dark transformation, shared possessions. So the sun in the sky is like highlighting, hey, this is where you could look right now. This is where you could look. And although the nodes are on 3 and 9 over here, this eclipse is happening in your second house. So you've upgraded your values. You've done all of this inner work. It's literally like you don't have time to even do any of the things. Nothing's satisfying whatever is underneath this. So what I would say, some medicine right now is real and like deep diving into meditation, belly breath. Like it just feels like you're in fight or flight right now, Aquarius. And I don't like that for you. I don't want that for you. I want you feeling safe in your skin. You're at home in your body. You're at home in your skin. Please reach out directly for a one-on-one session if you are interested, or just reach out to someone, anyone. It does not have to be me, but across time and space, I'm just saying to you, honey, you don't have to do this alone. You do not have to do this alone. Don't try to do this alone. Shared possessions over here. But with Leo running your 7th house of relationships, there's the pride of the lion. This is something that you look for in others, but something you really could master in yourself. Really could master in yourself. Pisces, I'm going to close the window for you. It happens sometimes that I literally, like, I can't control the outer world. Pisces, I'm talking to you. So I can't control, you know, what neighbors do in landscaping and what happens on the road I live on, because I have neighbors and they are allowed to do the things that they're going to do. Sometimes I get ready to record and all of a sudden there's like literally to the minute people start doing things outside, and I'm like, you know what? Just roll with it. Just roll with it. It is what it is. Alrighty, Pisces, let's get into it. This is big stuff for you. This is really big stuff for you. This is a good time for investments for some of you, and maybe you investing in something unexpected. This is very fascinating. This is you like investing in someone personally. This is releasing old versions of self. This is, you know, you're a completely different person than you were a very long time ago, Pisces. A completely different person. And you don't soapbox things. You have new values. You really have a lot of belief in the unseen world. I mean, it's you. And so this full moon in your sign, this full moon eclipse in your sign, which for a lot of you, this was very unexpected. I mean, even if you have this language, you know, we're like the North Node and the South Node are in Aries and Libra, so I didn't expect this to be hitting me so intensely. Having a spiritual coach or someone that you know, really respect and follow, I think that that's an important thing. For a lot of the new Pisces at my table, welcome. It's really awesome that you're here. I'm proud of you and I'm grateful for you. There's a lot of solidity in yourself that I'm feeling with, you know, Neptune over here retrograde in your sign and Saturn retrograde in your sign. And please, for my Pisces subscribers that have been here, please comment below and welcome the new Pisces here and just let them know that they're not alone, because my Pisces subscribers have been really rocking it, doing fasts, water fast, intermittent fasting, really mastering their emotions and, you know, leveling up, and in no way in a competitive way with anyone else on the planet, with themselves. So Pluto going back into Capricorn says to me, there are more people that you want to surround yourself with, This is very interesting. I've never said this before to you. I feel like a lot of you, because you've been really balling, you're doing well financially. There could be, how do I say, you're the type of person that can, tip $1,000, that can donate to people. I would say finding someone that you really, find someone that you want to change their life and just say, hey, go do it. Go do it. I believe in you and I'm really proud of you. I'm seeing you just like change someone's life, like just like walking down the street and actually, no, it's you. So it's like, this is somebody that you know in your life that you can be like, here you go. I really believe in what you're doing and I want to see you. You've no idea. You've no idea. Like sometimes when you're in between two worlds, that like literally, or say like, hey, I'm just going to pay your rent next month. Yeah. Because you are that person. It just feels like very philanthropic for some reason. I mean, the sun is in your house of relationships. Mercury's in your house of relationships. I just have this feeling that this is very philanthropic for you. The South Node, you're releasing old shared possessions. It's like you don't want to just like randomly donate to something random. You want to see it happen. And it's like experiencing, that's not egoic to say, I want to see change happen in my life and I can help someone change. This is releasing. You don't want to be alone in a glass tower. You want to be with other people. Ooh, or this could be, buying land or buying like a multi-family and just being like, yeah, I'm going to live over here. And then like there's space for other people to live over there, starting the community. Yeah, somebody's got to own the property, dude. That's happening all over the world. I'm excited about that, Pisces. That's a really cool thing to say. Because Pluto going back into Aquarius, that's 20 years. You have a very big role to play, Pisces. A very big role to play. And you don't have to know, like I said at the beginning, like you get the darkness. You get this. So be the light in a dark place. For someone that maybe is struggling. They're not even just struggling, they're making it work. Find someone that matches your values that might not be balling in the same way that you're balling and be like, hey, I really see you, I want to invest in you. Sponsor them. And for some of you, if you're like, I can't change someone's life, I don't have that yet capacity, then do it like a $20 bill to the barista. Like make it a balling thing in whatever scale you can. So at the barista, usually people hand them quarters or sometimes $1, hand them a 20 and see what happens. You go out to a nice restaurant and normally you would tip like $20, give them 100. You normally tip 100, give 1,000. Like give it that jump, that paradigm jump. And if you're able to change someone's life with an investment opportunity, do it. That changes the world. I'm so grateful for you. That was so much fun. What questions do you have for me? I always say that at the end as if everybody's listening at the end, but usually by this time, it's just me and you, Pisces. So go change the world. We can't save the world. We can save ourselves. And by saving ourselves, we save the world. Love you.